For this project, I grabbed one from a thrift store that had a lovely beige cover. I want to find the middle of the book to start. This book has a torn page right in the middle, so I'm just going to gently remove it before moving on. Now I want to count out 5 pages on either side of the middle. I need to trim these pages down, so I'm going to slip this file folder between the pages I want to cut so that I don't cut through any extra. For this next part, I need some double-sided clear tape. I'm going to start in the middle, and I want to turn each of the pages towards the center. A piece of the double-sided tape laid in along the edge of the page will hold the other edge nicely in place. Now I can gently turn each one inward and stick the outer edge to the middle edge. Now I can start to fill the curved pages with my flowers. I'm going to start with the largest flower in the center, and I can just slip the stem right down into the curved pages to keep it in place. To make the arrangement look nice and full, I'm going to keep adding more flowers until I have a look that I like. It's easy to snip the wires with a pair of scissors so that I have the right length for each of the stems. The last thing I want to do is add a little paint to the greenery. I always find that adding a little moss-colored paint to the faux greenery helps to make it look more realistic. I love how pretty this book looks with the flowers, and that I found a way to upcycle another old book. I hope this has inspired you to grab an old book and turn it into a vase as well.
All right, we're going to take all these books. I have, let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15 books. Now, these books I found at the thrift store, but I do get my books. I'm not drinking coffee. I do get my books at garage sales, thrift stores, library sales, people who just drop off books for me. So these books are going to turn into something magical. If you don't like to alter books, I'm sorry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just open up our books. The board I'm using is, hold on, I wrote it down because I was gonna forget. This is an MDF board, 1/4 inch in thickness. It is 40.5 inches by 26.25. Whatever size works for you, works for me. The one thing I'm gonna do is, this is my bottom, so I'm gonna line my books up on the bottom to be flush to my board. Otherwise, no rules, go. Just do what you wanna do. The screws I'm gonna be using are 1/2 inch screws. Again, it's just gonna depend on what you're doing. So I'm lining up my books, opening them up, and scooting them in between. I can go over my edge. I have enough space to do that. If you don't, make sure they're all nice and tight. I like hardbound books for this because I'm going to take these screws and we're going to drill it into the board. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to take 2 screws per cover so it's nice and tight in there. All right, so we're partially through right now. I am going to finish up this top row. All right, so when you lift it up, gravity does her thing. So what I'm going to do, you could glue these in place. I'm actually going to do just some fun like folding in of pages. So where the screws are is kind of where the pages are like, oh no, we're going to stay there. So I grab some pages and then I curl in other pages. A couple at a time. You don't want them too thick because otherwise they're not going to fold in the way you want. And then go the opposite way to kind of hold that in place. Same here. I kind of do this willy-nilly. There's not a rhyme or reason. That's too thick. If you do too much, you'll know if it's too thick. I'm going to get sassy on me, which it's bound to do. The books that I don't have overlapping are going to be a little bit more difficult. So that's where I'm going to glue that on there. We're also going to be adding more to this, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So don't get too like hung up on the little screws showing, because I'm going to show you something to make this fully complete. We're going to take all of this greenery, bits and pieces, and we're going to sprinkle it all around, a dusting, if you will, of greenery throughout the entire book wall. While I waited for my glue gun to warm up, I put all of my bundles already on like where I wanted them. So I had an idea, and now we're just gonna go to town gluing everything in big clumps. Some of them I did wire up into little bundles already so that I could just glue it down in one spot. And then others, as I like started filling it out, just added little bits and bobs here and there to complete the lovely little Forest Wonderland book wall that we're attempting to create. So I'm going to glue all of this down, and then we'll add our finishing touches to make it completely magical. And I'm also going long way as well as up and down. Really up to you. However you want to do it and fill in your spaces is perfectly fine with me. All right, I gotta remember that one stays there, and we're going to, that one's already in place. This one, I want to tuck in some pieces there. So I'm just gonna load it up with glue right here. Bunch of glue. So have your glue sticks handy. Bunch of glue. And then we're just gonna slide those pieces in, hoping that we catch some of the glue. That's the goal. I'm gonna actually glue some of my pages because I want it to stick onto the greenery itself, so I'm gluing that down so that they all stay put. Oh, and we almost had liftoff. I'm also going to glue some of my pages together. Don't want that though. So I have my flowers already in place just so I know where they are, set them up before we make a permanent fixture of popping them into the book wall. I am going to work with all cream flowers with a few bark wood flowers mixed in there as well, just because I feel like the cream flowers are so pretty on their own that you don't always need to dye your wood flowers. You can use them in this beautiful cream color, and it's perfect for this magical winter piece that we're working on creating. Just so you see that I do it on camera and not just like the magic of TV, but I'm shaking and grooving. And things don't seem to be falling, so fingers crossed when I lift it fully up.
Our magical winter book wall is now complete. So now I'm ready for a beautiful piece that will last me all winter long. It's not overly Christmassy, but definitely has a full winter vibe, and I could not be more excited to enjoy this